And we are back. Thanks for clicking on the link. Welcome to Good Energy. Enjoy the content, and everyone have a blessed day. And we're back, guys. Thanks for clicking on the link. Welcome to Good Energy. Please like, subscribe, comment below. If you dislike the video, please hit the dislike button. All interactions are welcome, as any interaction helps the algorithm. But let's get right into it. We are at the WTA Finals in Guadalajara, Mexico. And we have the top 8 female tennis players in the world, and they are ready to get it on. This is a complete full review and prediction video. And look at the ladies there. They all look beautiful. They are all dressed up. It's really great to see the yearly finals when the women can get together and just show their best, traveling from country to country, living out of hotels and, fast food restaurants, and sometimes you don't see them at their best, especially being frustrated, winning or losing, and just stress going through the tour situations, everything going on in the world. It's really great to see these ladies at their best right now. Pictured to the far left, we're going to start with Annette Contevay. Annette Contevay having a really great year. Aside from winning a major, she's probably, in my opinion, having the best year out of all of these ladies, at least in most recent form. Now, there's only one female on stage there to have won a major this year, and that is Kochecova. But again, outside of a major, I think Annette Contevay has had the best year up there. She's the hottest currently right now. She has a really good backhand. She has a good forehand. She can play horizontally or vertically. And she can perform when under pressure. That's a very good skill that a lot of ladies don't have on tour. When they get stressed and pressured, it's tough for them to produce. Annette can do that. And next to Annette Contevay, we have Cabrini Muguruza, the Spaniard there. Really good serve. Out of all the ladies on stage there, she probably has the third best serve behind Sabalenka and Pliskova. So really good serve. It's great to see her on the move. She can play baseline. She is much at her strength when she is controlling the baseline. But nonetheless, she has a powerful forehand. So watch out for that. If she's running towards the net, she can also switch to a powerful backhand. So very tall woman, but she can play with the best of them. That's what makes her so deadly. And next to Cabrini Muguruza is Zachary. Now, Marie is very athletic. She's strong for her size. She is one of the shorter women in the finals here, next to Iga Swiatek. But Zachary is among the strongest of all these women here. With the likes of Sabalenka being probably the strongest, but nonetheless. And when I say strongest, I mean just with her traditional shots, forehand, backhand. Zachary will batter you with her forehand. It's very strong, and if she's playing opponents that don't have the power, she can hit you off the court a lot of times. But Zachary makes a lot of mistakes. Looking at the players here, it's possible this is a tournament she could win, but I would be hesitant. She does make a lot of mistakes. Next to Zachary is the number 1 seed. That is Sabalenka. Sabalenka, very strong player. You know, along with Pliskova, definitely the strongest serve here out of all 8. I'd probably say, I'd probably give the lean to Pliskova, considering she can be more consistent with her serve. But definitely between her and Pliskova, definitely the strongest serve here. But Pliskova is a little bit more consistent. Sabalenka can get frustrated. She makes a lot of mistakes too. Has recently been doing a lot better at the majors, but outside of the last couple of years, hasn't really done much at the majors. The turning point was definitely in New York, where Victoria Azarenka just called her out and said, "Look, I'm the number 1 from Belarus. You're not on my level, and I remember you used to watch me when you were a kid." That definitely upset her. Her game has changed since then, and Sabalenka, for the most part, had a great year until she got the illness. This is a tournament that Sabalenka can win. She can just overpower a lot of these women, but I would be hesitant. She hasn't really been active lately. She didn't look good against her last opponent, against Alexandrova. She didn't look good against Alexandrova. She made a ton of mistakes, and she just looked, her rhythm was completely off, and Alexandrova was just too fast. Alexandrova was hitting winners down the line, and Sabalenka was about 10 feet away from him. So her movement, now I'm sure a lot of these ladies have been practicing tremendously, you know, the last month or so, but game form does make a difference, and if Sabalenka comes out looking like that, there's no way she'll win this tournament. However, though, she can beat any of these ladies if she's on her game. And Barbara Kochekova. Barbara is a talent that I've always liked. I've always been a fan of, because not only does she have the doubles experience, in playing doubles you alternate, you know, positions between you know, the baseline, and essentially you develop skills for playing towards the net or playing the baseline. You also develop volley skills. You develop, you know, a lot of different variety of arsenal shots. I think Barbara Kochekova has that, but her confidence lately has not been where, you know, she peaked up until the French Open, and she was very confident, winning tournaments, winning matches, and just going through the draws at ease. But it seems like after the US Open, and possibly it could be the injury as well, her confidence just dropped dramatically. If she has her confidence, she can beat all of these ladies, in my opinion. So we will see where her confidence is at, but I like her game because she's very fundamentally sound. And next to Barbara Kochekova, we have the number 3 seed, that is Carolyn Pliskova. Carolyn is definitely the most experienced out of all of these ladies here. Has definitely had probably the most consistent career thus far out of all of these ladies, with, you know, the majority of these ladies, this being their first finals here. But for the most part, Pliskova, I mean, she can hit 20-25 aces in a match if she's on her game. I have a feeling she will be on her game here, but I could see her struggling against the players like Zachary. I could see her struggling against the players like Iga and Bedosa. But nonetheless, Pliskova this is a tournament she can win. She's more experienced. She has a serve if she's struggling with her game that can keep her in any match. So watch out for Pliskova. Iga Swiatek. Iga, overall, I mean, she's having a decent year, a couple titles. I've felt that she could have won possibly more, you know, which, you know, that's not a knock on her, but sometimes I feel Iga just, she gets down on herself and her confidence. If Iga loses the first game, if she loses the first set, it's tough for her to come back. She's not the type of player that does well coming from behind. and that concerns me with a player like her winning a tournament like this. But nonetheless, I mean, the last time she played Paula Bedosa, I mean, I know the weather could have been an issue. It was hot in Tokyo, but Paula Bedosa just broke her down. I don't see her with the more comfortable conditions. I don't see her beating someone like Bedosa. I think she'll struggle against Zachary like she did before. But nonetheless, I don't think Iga will win this tournament. But can she? Yes, she can. Any of these ladies can win this tournament if they're playing and peaking at the right time. And Paula Bedosa, we get to Paula Bedosa, who ended the Indian Wells. She is the number 7th seed, and Paula Bedosa, she's playing pretty good. Paula Bedosa, she's young, she's youthful, she has a variety of shots. She still uses the serve and volley like Barbara Kochekova. Barbara is definitely one of my picks to win it all, but I think Paula Bedosa can win this tournament also. So pay attention to Paula Bedosa, keep an eye on, and not to repeat myself, but great variety of shots, athletic, youthful, and definitely watch out for Paula Bedosa, the number seed, and the number 7 seed. In this tournament, seeding means nothing, so just keep that in mind. But as we take a look at the official seeding, number 1 seed Sabalenka, number 2 seed Barbara Kochekova, the 3rd seed Carolyn Pliskova, the 4th seed Zachary, the 5th seed Iga, the 6th seed Cabrini Muguruza, the 7th seed Paula Bedosa, the 8th seed squeezing and knocking out on Shabor with that last championship, Annette Contevay. Now, looking at all of these ladies in terms of form, Annette Contevay definitely has the best form right now. In terms of confidence, I would give confidence to Paula Bedosa and Annette Contevay. They are riding a really big wave, and that's going to go a long way in this tournament here. In terms of experience, you have to like Carolyn Pliskova. You have to like Cabrini Muguruza, who has a couple majors under her belt. She got those at an early age, and one of those came against Serena Williams. So and Serena Williams has won this tournament 5 times. Venus won it once before, but Serena's won this tournament 5 times. And it's always great when you can win a major against Serena Williams. Barbara Kochekova getting her major in the French Open. And again, Barbara Kochekova has a point to prove. She doesn't want to be labeled as a doubles player. She's sick and tired of the feedback of people labeling her as a doubles player, Ashley Barty's former partner, and she doesn't want to hear that. Okay, Sabalenka, Sabalenka we saw a couple years ago, where she just missed the finals, and she was able to come in as an alternate. But Sabalenka, she has a point to prove. This is a tournament Sabalenka wants to win. Sabalenka yet to win a major. I think that will happen soon. It's just a matter of time. She had a great chance this year at the US Open, but I just felt that Leylah Fernandez just made the in-game adjustments that frustrated her, and she stated at the press conference that Leylah just kept adjusting her game, which I think out of all these players, I think Annette Contevay has the best in-game adjustments out of all these ladies. And then I would probably say Barbara Kochekova, really good in-game adjustments. That goes a really long way when you're playing opponents that can change their style. Iga Swiatek, that's pretty much what you get. She has a decent serve and volley game, but she has to play her way to win, and I don't think that's going to be enough to get through a tournament like this. Marie Zachary, she has the power. She can beat Swiatek. She can beat Muguruza. She can beat Pliskova. she can give Sabalenka a run for her money. But I think when it comes to playing the players with a lot of the more fundamentals and factor in her making mistakes, it's going to be a tough tournament for Zachary to win. Talk about serve. Pliskova, Muguruza, Sabalenka. Serve is something that's going to be very important in a tournament like this. When you need to get a point, when you need to close out a game, close out a set, you know, that's a very powerful weapon, and that's what has helped Serena Williams win this tournament 5 times. Sabalenka, Pliskova, Muguruza, those 3 have some very powerful weapons that's going to get them through tough games. So that's something you have to watch out for. Serve. Sabalenka, if she is focused, she should win this tournament. If she is focused, she should win this tournament. But we're going to see how she looks her first game. We're going to see how she looks. That very first game is going to give an indication of where she's at mentally. Once again, I did not like how she looked at the Russian Championship, where Alexandrova just completely drove her off the court. I can't stress that enough. But we're going to see mentally where she's at her first game. We're going to see if the month layoff has affected Bedosa. You know, what has she been doing the last month? As you know, the $1.9 million prize, she has a total tour earnings of $1.2 million. Her biggest check to date. Did she go shopping? Did she or go back to the gym? You know, what did she do with that huge prize? Annette Contevay, we know, is the consummate, she's a consummate professional, but she can get overweight as well, where she'll have to play herself back into shape. You know, we've seen that. What has she been doing the last few weeks? I'm more likely to think Annette Contevay's been practicing. She's been really trying to get into the finals. She got into the finals. She apologized on Twitter and on the podium to Ange Jabeur. Very sorry she had to go, but she's very excited to be in the final 8. So I'm pretty sure Annette Contevay's in the gym working, which I would imagine all of these ladies are. Let's take a look at the draw and see what's going on here. Okay, so we have serve time starting in just a few hours, and if we take a look at the group A here, we have Sabalenka. She is going to be taking on Paula Bedosa. That's going to be an amazing match. Whew, I can't wait to see that. It's gonna be a lot of firepower in that matchup there. Zachary is going to be taking on Iga Swiatek. Ooh, that's going to be a rematch. They played recently. That's going to be an amazing match there. But first serve, we have Barbara Kochekova taking on Annette Contevay. This is a very tough matchup here. Annette Contevay is a 2-1 favorite. Now, Annette has been a lot more active recently. I think Barbara Kochekova, I think she's been healing. She did have a serious abdominal injury at the U.S. Open, which kind of stunted her performing at the Indian Wells, but I think she's healed. And that's a tough matchup to pick, to be honest with you. Any of these ladies in this tournament can beat each other. These are the best ladies in the world. They're all having great years. But to be completely honest with you, this is a matchup that I like Barbara Kochekova. I like her fundamentals. If she can stay fundamentally sound and not get too frustrated, I would take the underdog just for the value. Annette can win this match. Barbara can win the match. I just like the underdog for the value. And I'm a big fan of Barbara Kochekova. I like her fundamentals. I like the serve and volley. Annette Contevay is she's a good shot maker, but I think Barbara Kochekova is probably the closest to an Ashley Barty when it comes to shot making in this tournament. Barbara can slice, she could hit a backhand down the line. She can hit a forehand cross court. And Annette Contevay can do those things too, but Annette Contevay is not a big slicer. I think when it comes to redirecting the ball, I like what Barbara Kochekova can do here. So I'm just taking the underdog just because of the value. Again, any of these ladies can beat each other. Carolyn Pliskova versus Cabrini Muguruza. This is going to be a really good matchup here. I tell you, these matchmakers, they really know how to select these draws. Carolyn Pliskova versus Cabrini Muguruza. Cabrini has never beat Pliskova. People have to understand. Pliskova owns a 5-love head-to-head matchup. She's beat Cabrini 5 times. That's a lot mentally. Going into a tournament with so much at stake, knowing you're playing someone in the first round, you don't want to start off the first round with a loss. That makes it very tough to win this tournament. Not impossible, but it makes it tough. So these first round matchups, I expect ladies are going to be giving their all. And you got to really take a look at some of these underdogs here. Even though Cabrini has never beat Pliskova, I'm going to pick Cabrini to beat Pliskova today. Cabrini is the underdog, yes. I feel that Cabrini, this is a match she can win. I feel serve for serve, I will give the edge to Pliskova. For athletic ability, I'm going to give that to Cabrini Muguruza. And I'm going to say this is a matchup that goes 3 sets. And I think Cabrini is going to do just enough to hang around and steal the victory in the end. That's right. And let's take a look at the A bracket here. And let's review those matchups. All right, so Sabalenka versus Paula Bedosa. As I recently just said, you do not want to start off this tournament with a loss, and that might be something that might just be something that happens for Sabalenka to start off this tournament. Paula Bedosa, just she can get frustrated if you bring her into deep waters, but I think she will be able to deal with her power. How she played against Victoria Azarenka in the Indian Wells Finals, you got the best of Victoria Azarenka. The best of Victoria Azarenka is going to beat most of these ladies in this tournament, without a doubt. The way she handled beating 4 top 20 players in one tournament, and then beating a former number 1 to, as the icing on the cake. She's going to have to beat the current number 1 here to get her first win and set her up for success in this tournament. And I'm going to take Paula Bedosa, the underdog, to do it. I have Paula Bedosa upsetting Sabalenka. I just think Sabalenka, the way she looked against, and I can't stress it enough, her last match, she didn't look good. And I don't know. I mean, if she looks like that and even a little bit like that, she's not going to win this matchup. So I'm just going to take Paula Bedosa, the underdog. And just, one key stat that I love to point out is all players on tour, male or female, they miss more second serves off of their forehand than their backhand. And Sabalenka, this is a shot that she takes and she misses. She can overhit this shot. And I think that's going to be very critical in this matchup. I think Paula Bedosa is going to attack that. She's youthful. I think both ladies are youthful and athletic for the most part, but I would give the athletic edge slightly to Bedosa. I would give the serving ability to Sabalenka that can keep her in the game if her serve is on. But in terms of vertical and horizontal play, I'm going to give that to Bedosa. She can play better on the move. Sabalenka is just gonna fire tremendous forehands at you, and she's going to take risks. She's going to take a lot of gambles in these matchups, but if her conditioning's not there, if her rhythm and timing's not there, she's gonna hit balls long, and I think that's going to happen a lot here. And Bedosa's going to be more calculated and disciplined with her shots, and I think that's going to win. But let's take a look at Zachary and Swiatek. These ladies recently just played Zachary's going to be the slight favorite in this matchup, and I think Zachary's power, I think it's going to be too much for Iga. Iga's going to start off with a loss. That's just going to set the tone for her tournament. Can Iga win the tournament? Yes, she can. As I keep saying, any of these ladies can win this tournament. If you follow tennis, you know, it's who's going to peak here in this tournament at the right time. Who's going to make the less mistakes, who's going to have the most confidence. Iga's, her game, I haven't been a fan of it recently. I think in the shortened year, she got a very, very wide open draw at the French Open. A lot of players did not attend, and that was her time to shine. And she's a good clay player. She won the French Open as a junior, but not in Mexico. I have Zachary winning this matchup. Too strong. Zachary's going to show her experience, and she's just going to overpower Iga. If you can out-hit Iga, she starts to get frustrated very easily and drop her head. I think that happens in the first set, and I think Iga's going to lose this matchup. Now, taking a look at the full bracket, draw A, which will be playing at the Chichen Itza. I have Sabalenka starting off with the loss. I have Iga starting off with the loss. That's going to put Zachary and Bedosa against each other. And out of that matchup, I would have Zachary defeating Bedosa, and a matchup where Zachary is just going to hit her, just out-hit her, and she's going to make mistakes, but I feel that her power is going to also make Bedosa make mistakes. So I'm going to take the experience and Marie Zachary to out-hit and out-point Paula Bedosa. And I have Zachary coming out of this bracket undefeated. Now, in terms of the losers, I do think that Sabalenka is going to have the best chance to come out of this bracket and reach the semifinals. A rematch with Bedosa could possibly follow, but nonetheless, I do see Zachary being undefeated heading to the semifinals in this bracket. Now, bracket B, the Teal Ishan, Barbara Kochekova, I have upsetting Annette Contevay. In terms of Pliskova, Cabrini, Muguruza, I pick Muguruza to win that matchup. And then, what do you know? We have a rematch of the US Open, where I have Barbara Kochekova winning that matchup again versus Cabrini. Straight sets. That's going to be a straight set victory for Barbara Kochekova. And out of the ladies that take their first loss, I would definitely have Annette Contevay coming through here. So in terms of the semifinals, it's going to be very similar. I could see Sabalenka and either Bedosa going at it again, or Sabalenka and Zachary. In bracket B, I would see definitely Barbara Kochekova in the semifinals, and I could see her playing Annette Contevay. So the semifinals, I would definitely have a pair of first round matchups. And I think the matchmakers, a lot of what the ladies did during the season does play a big role in this draw, but I think the matchmakers are good at what they do. And for all the tournaments, they put together matches that the fans want to see. This is not like boxing or some of these other sports where opponents can duck each other for several years. In tennis, you're going to get the good matchups that the people want to see. Just look at the US Open. We got Corey Goff, Sloane Stephens, second round. Come on, unbelievable. But so we will resume this video at the semifinal round. I'll probably do some updates here and there. But once again, the semifinal round, I think at the Chichen Itza and the Tutisian, I think you're going to see rematches of the first round draws. And that's not just based on popularity, but you know, or matchup history, but it's a lot of the statistics that I took a look at. And you know, for the most part, as I said, I think it's going to be a great tournament. Get your popcorn. I was going to go attend the tournament, but there's a lot of stuff going on down there, and I wasn't too thrilled with the ticket prices as well. You know, this tournament is normally held in Shenzhen, China, and the fact that it's in North America here was really great for tennis fans. But nonetheless, let's take a look at some of the past winners. Ashley Barty won it in 2019. Runner-up was Svetlana. Svetlana won it in 2018, which she says was the biggest highlight of her career. Caroline Wozniacki, who retired, so sad, won it in 17. Dominika won it in 2016, and Radwanska won it in 2015. Wow, where are those players at here in the top 20 now, right? So yeah, it's funny how times change, and we're seeing the game change. You know, you're seeing a lot of these players. Like, I'm pretty big on Sasnovic. I think she'll break the top 20 again this year with a good 2022. But yeah, a lot of the players, Sloane Stephens, Madison Keys, you know, those players, you know, they're gonna have to have a huge showing in 2022, or we could see their careers start to slowly fade away. Serena Williams won it in 2014. That was capping a three-peat. So yeah, Michael Jordan is not the only one with three-peats there. She won it in 13 and 2012 as well. And Petra Kvitova won it in 2011. Really good serve. Who knows? Maybe she only has a couple years left. She has mentioned talks of wanting to have a baby. And the great Hall of Famer to be, Kim Clijsters, who's still giving it her all here. She won it in 2010. It was really good to see her the last couple months make a comeback. Serena Williams won it in 2009. Venus Williams won it in 2008. And it's a shame. I mean, you know, you look at some of these great sports where, like the Chicago Bulls and the the New York Knicks, where the New York Knicks don't have any championships during that span of when Michael Jordan played. Take away Jordan and the Knicks would probably have a championship. Maybe even Reggie Miller and the Pacers, maybe even Charles Barkley. Venus Williams would have several more of these if it wasn't for Serena. Venus would have several more majors if it wasn't for her sister. But nonetheless, they gave us some epic battles that just will live forever in the memory of sports fans. Justine Henin won it in 2007. That was a back-to-back that she did. And Maurice Farrell won it in 2005. But yeah, just going back the last 15 years or so, looking at previous winners. Remember, we did not have the tournament in 2020 due to the outbreak and things going on in China, which is very disappointing. But we are back in Mexico. And I don't know, maybe I can catch a game, you know. I don't know, I'm in California, maybe I can catch a game. I don't know, maybe I can get down to Mexico and catch a game or something. I don't know, we'll see. But nonetheless here, yeah, this is it. Those are the ladies. They've all worked hard to get here. They all deserve to be here. If I have to pick someone to win the entire tournament, Sabalenka can win this tournament. I just don't know where her head is at. But I'm gonna take Barbara Kochekova. I'm gonna take Barbara to win it. If she gets to the semifinals, she's got a really good chance to win this tournament. But yeah, I'm picking Barbara Kochekova to win it, and possibly Barbara and Sabalenka in the finals there. But hey, thanks guys for listening to the video. Please comment below. I'll be doing game matches as they progress and happen. Let me know who you like, who you think's gonna win it. Where am I off at? Where am I right at? What's spot on? What's spot off? And thanks for the time. This is Good Energy. Everyone have a blessed day.